Yo, what's good fellas? Hope you're having a lovely day. Soon I'm about to show you how I managed to win Osu's biggest cash prize, but first let me just start with a bit of context before I get into this score. I feel like some of you might find this journey pretty interesting, so anyway, without further delay, let's get into this. For anyone unfamiliar, Osu is a free-to-play rhythm game for PC, where you just gotta aim and click on circles to the beat. Pretty straightforward explanation, I know. But I just want to keep things simple for now before going into any more depth about the scores themselves. So the songs in the game are referred to as beat maps, or maps, and are created by users of the game. They essentially map out where all the objects will go during each part of the song. And if these maps follow a set of criteria, they get ranked and are given a leaderboard, which allows players to compete with each other for the best scores on the map. Now, I'm not an expert on the ranking process, but to my knowledge, any map which is confirmed for ranking is given a leaderboard for around a week before it gets ranked, which allows players to test out the map. However, their score won't impact any stats on their profile, and once a map is ranked, the scores are wiped and the leaderboards reset. So let's fast forward to the beginning of 2022. A new saga begins on January 3rd as a certain map is qualified and ready to be ranked. It's created by the mapping Goat, Foxy Grandpa, and is a map of the song Angreifer, which is by Japanese metal artist Unlucky Morpheus, and this comes from their 2015 EP Vampire. This map is a 7-minute gauntlet full of massive jumps and 220 BPM space streams. Now these patterns bring the map's difficulty up to 8.7 stars, and that's without any difficulty mods added on. The journey started during the qualified stage of the map. On the 3rd of January, the day of the map's qualification, former #1 player, one of the greatest of all time actually, Vaxei, achieved a score with 2.2k out of the map's just under 3,500 combo, getting nearly 98% and only 12 misses. This score was extremely good, and for a very long time this combo remained unbeaten. Unfortunately though, the score was wiped on January 6th when the map was ranked, and even more unfortunate is I couldn't find any footage of this score anywhere. Now, although it is tremendous, it isn't entirely unexpected coming from Vaxei, one of the most well-rounded, consistency players the game's ever seen. But what was unexpected was what happened only a day after the map was ranked. On the 7th of January 2022, the day after the map's ranking, Rektygon achieved a score with a modest 1900 combo, but a record-breaking 98.79% and only 2 misses. This score didn't beat Vaxei's qualified combo, but it blew his accuracy and miscount out of the water. Even better for Rektygon, since the leaderboards were reset, this score stood as the new #1 on the map. This was until around a month later when Varvalian managed to get a score that was just millimeters away from beating Vaxei's combo. He got a 2,163 combo run, which was just 17 short of Vaxei's, unfortunately not sniping the accuracy or miscount. Although holding combo for as long as he did allow him to snipe Rekty for the #1 spot on the map. This score did stand for quite some time as well. It took a good few months for any substantial progression to be made on the map, but eventually barriers were broken as on the 23rd of July, the #1 player in the world, Sakamata1, got an incredible run, which not only had very solid accuracy and miscount, but a new combo record of 3,054. Not only finally surpassing Vaxei's score from January, but also breaking the 3,000 combo barrier, which was the last barrier to be broken before the FC. Now, this is when things start to get really interesting, as in September, a bounty was placed on the map. Now, bounties are cash prizes given out to Osu players to incentivize them to go for specific goals within the game. In this case, it was a player named Juicy who donated $200 to Skill, who hosts the bounties, with the requirement being to get the first full combo on Angreifer, essentially playing the entire thing through without making any mistakes. Surprisingly, even without the prize offer, it took around a month and a half for any progress to be made, but when the time came, something extraordinary happened. Former #1 player and one of the best aim players to ever grace the game, WhiteCat, set an astonishing 99.34% with 2,700 combo and only one single miss. The score broke every barrier apart from combo, being the first 99% on the map, and the fewest mistakes out of any player up to this point. The mistake happened on one of the space streams late into the map, really unfortunate, and sadly he missed out on the $200 prize because of this. WhiteCat did give the map a rest for the time being, but that wouldn't be the end of the grind for him. as in April the following year, Juicy forked over nearly $900 more, making the total prize $1,075. They really wanted to see this FC happen. And on the day they donated this money, they were almost blessed as Black Dog 5 decided to run it back, knowing full well he was more than capable of an FC given that he'd already missed the map. He was correct, but something tragic happened. He set a 99.52% zero miss run on the map, but the combo was just short of 3,000. Now how is this possible? How can he have a zero miss that has less combo than Mrekk's 6 miss? I mean, it even has a big shiny S there, so it's gotta be an FC, right? Well, unfortunately there is a mechanic within the game where on these hold notes, which are referred to as sliders, you can break combo if you miss the beginning circle, but if you follow the rest of the slider to the end, the game doesn't count as a miss. WhiteCat experienced this firsthand as he missed just one slider head but hitting every other object in the map, with super clean accuracy too. He broke new barriers on the map, but was just pixels away from surpassing Mrekk's score and claiming the $1,000 bounty. WhiteCat's score would be the last notable progress on the map for a very long time. By September of that year there were still no noteworthy improvements, and it looked like the player base were giving up on the achievement. However, Juicy had other plans. Yep, in late 2023 and early 2024, Juicy dished out 2 more massive chunks of money to put towards this bounty. Although, believe it or not, even with these dollar bills flying in left, right, and center from Juicy, nobody came even close to the FC. Perhaps the bounty made the map even more nerve-wracking to play, as the bigger the prize became, the more infrequent new milestones were. Now, the only noteworthy effort in 2024 came in November, which was 2.2k combo 2 miss, with a clean 99% coming from my GOAT, ASecretBox of Global Nation, which was the second best AC and miss count on the leaderboard behind WhiteCat. Now this score didn't break any records outright, but it did show the map was still in contention for top players, and it was just a matter of time before the perfect run would come together. And in March 2025 it was looking likely as Mrekk decided to put a few more tries into Angreifer. On this run he once again broke the 3000 combo mark, but tragedy struck as he would miss on the same space stream as before, getting his new personal best and number 1 on the map with 3056 combo, 99.2% accuracy and 4 misses. It was so close to the FC yet again, and it was starting to seem like the map was becoming cursed. This really started to become apparent as a half a year later in October, the unthinkable happened. The float aim legend Saiyku got on the run of a lifeline. The run of a lifetime, my bad guys, is just always on my mind. He broke the 1k, 2k, and 3k combo barrier, and it looked like he was going to finally end this chapter in OC history. He held all the way to 3.4k combo when, tragically, he slider broke right at the end, closing out the run with a 3,437 combo S rank, matching WhiteCat's miss count, but surpassing Mrekk's combo and getting the new number 1 on the map. But even still, as close as this was to perfection, it wasn't close enough to close out this grind. This brings us to where we are now. It's December 2025. Recently, I've been really enjoying grinding the game. I've seen lots of improvement this year, and I've set scores I'm really proud of, especially in the last few weeks. I feel like with the way I'm playing, the map isn't impossible, although I did want to save it for a day when I was really balling. It's the 13th of December. I decided to hop on OSU for a bit, as I've been doing almost daily. I know something special pretty quick, as after only about an hour, I full comboed Logical Stimulus, getting number 1 on the map. This is the first FC since WhiteCat did it all the way back in 2020. When I realize how well I'm playing, I figure now is a good chance to see how doable Angreifer is. Up to this point I've only got 2 scores on the map. One's my first pass on it, which is 1k combo, 96% and 27 misses, and the other is a B rank, which I set when I was de-rusting and pushing stamina round about a month ago. I set the A rank play in late June, which was around the same time as my near-FC on Galaxy Collapse, so needless to say, that was prime EZChamp. Seeing that at my best 27 misses is all I could do, I'm not exactly convinced this score is achievable, so I do have pretty low expectations going into this grind. Although to my surprise, I see a glimmer of hope as on my first attempt of the session, I passed the map, shaving 9 off the miss count and getting 97% accuracy. Unfortunately though, this score doesn't surpass my other A rank, due to not getting high enough combo. But I still do take this as a massive W, and I do try to carry that energy forward. And 10 minutes later, I follow up with this run. lacking just a little bit in the combo and miscount departments, but still getting my highest accuracy on the map. This isn't where the improvements stop, as on the very next run I set an absolute monster of a score by my standards, getting a 1079 combo 6 miss with over 98% accuracy. Needless to say, this is my best score on the map by far. It beats my previous best in every single metric. Things are starting to finally look promising as the map is becoming more and more comfortable. There is still work to be done, however, so I try to just keep the momentum going. 10 minutes later, yet again another improvement comes in the form of a 2025 combo 7 miss with just under 99%. This is my best accuracy yet again, and also my first run past the 2k combo barrier. These small but consistent improvements sparked hope, and I was starting to finally believe in the dream. I continue to press on, and the very next attempt I managed to hold 2k combo yet again, this time getting 99.3% and only 2 misses. Despite being 19 combo less than the previous run, this score is better in every single metric, and it beats my previous record. At this point, there's no turning back. I have to see just how far I can push this. The only thing getting in my way of the FC now is the struggle to hold my nerve after passing the halfway point, as it seems that every time I do so, I get really shaky and miss on some bullshit pattern. I continue to grind the map, putting in attempt after attempt. 10, 20, 30 minutes later and still no results. I'm determined to put this song to rest. 40 minutes pass and I'm pretty certain I've used up my energy and luck for the day, but then from absolutely nowhere, I get a run so good, I'm in pure disbelief. Oh my god! Oh my god! Holy fuck! $1,000. $1,000 fucking dollars. Let's fucking go, dude! Oh my god.